Welcome to my channel. My name is ZZZ, and I'll be your host today. Perfect time to check out Yojimbo Blade for this exact topic. Let's check it out.
Howdy, I'm Yojimbo Blade. This topic wasn't actually the one I was planning to do next, but I decided that it was more relevant to do it now, since Zhao was just revealed as a defense agent. This is sort of a response to Dwarf Rance's video, and it's a good video. I want you to watch it. And I want to also have a nice, healthy, insightful discussion. I don't have any real specific problem with the content of the video, I just have an issue with his opening statement. And I want to quote it fully because I don't want to take what he says out of context.
Right.
This is what Dwarf Rance thinks about defense. It doesn't have a supported purpose in the current design and direction, and I don't think there's any real need to try and save it.
Doesn't have a supported purpose in the current design and direction, and I don't think there's any real need to try and save it. Damn. Okay.
ZZZ's core gameplay has very consistently supported not getting hit in the first place, so survivability and agents built around it are actually working against that design and pretty useless in practice. Since you have the tools you need to not get hit, dying slowly isn't actually useful unless you are playing poorly. You don't need a role that only supports playing poorly. So, for the record,
you don't need a role that supports playing poor. Okay, I don't know if I agree with that.
I want to say that the first part of his statement is totally correct. Defense currently does not serve a useful purpose in the current gameplay loop. The identity of the defense class is supposed to be survivability, and we are currently in a system where that identity has been given to every new character. Everyone is getting a bunch more invincible moves, which defeats the purpose of needing a class that helps you survive. And they are also giving HP tools to support, which takes away the point of having a defense character. Right now, defense is essentially support, but different. Kind of like how stun is essentially support, but with high days. But defense's difference is not important enough outside of niche game modes that most players don't play. And I will address that later.
You know, there was a Reddit post not too long ago. If I remember, I can leave the link to this in the description below because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a video. But they were saying that Miyabi and Ishwan made them a worse player. And if you go and read that Reddit post, they were basically saying that Miyabi and Ishwan have so many iframes that they could just mindlessly mash through all the content and enjoy the game that way. But like the moment they tried to play a different team, TODR, they were getting their ass kicked. Yeah, I can leave the link to that Reddit description, that Reddit post in the description of this video, but I just thought that was funny.
It doesn't help that most new DPS agents have their additional require stun or support, or something like that. So players are conditioned to care about those classes instead of defense. I have a 4-page script ready to go discussing additional abilities, but I decided this discussion should come out first. I greatly disagree with the sentiment that the game should get rid of defense. A class whose whole role is to promote survivability opens the door for some cool design choices if the devs decide to do them. When Dwarf Rance says you don't need a role that only supports playing poorly, the word need is doing a lot of work in this sentence. I am going to make a claim that I do not believe in at all, but this is just for the sake of discussion. You don't need a role that only supports playing well. Yes, this statement is technically true, but it's really narrow-minded, and you can tell because of the follow-up question. Would good players enjoy being rewarded for playing well?
Right.
Why, yes. Yes, they
absolutely
would. Now let's take that response and rephrase it for the original statement. Would weak players enjoy the game more if they were less punished for playing poorly? Why, yes. Yes, they would. So why is it a bad design choice to help players who struggle with the action part of the action RPG? And I'm not just making this up because I feel like it. You can see this being practically used in the 2.4 live stream. When describing Banyue, they do not hide the fact that Banyue is going to be a much challenging character to play well. And for the average Zenless player, they are going to struggle playing him than they will playing other characters.
Right.
So when they show off this little trial event featuring Banyue, who are they pairing him with? Are they pairing him with an agent who will help the good players play even better? Like Jufufu or Lucia? No, they aren't. They pair him with Caesar. Why? Because they correctly identify that the most important thing to do when having the average Zenless player play this character is to help them not get punished for making mistakes. And Caesar is fantastic at helping players not be punished for their mistakes.
100% right. I literally was just talking to a guy a few hours before I started stream tonight, and he was asking, like, what is the purpose of Caesar being in this trial? Like, he didn't understand. And I was like, bro, like, people who have never done 1-2-1 or 2-1-2, like, you know, number inputs like that, like, are mostly associated with fighting games, or either, hell, you can even say rhythm games, right? Like, people who have never done that, they need time to, like, get used to that shit, right? They need time to get used to that. And you know who can let them get used to that without getting interrupted 24/7? Caesar, right? Yeah, so, like, it makes perfect sense that they put Caesar in his trial. Like, if someone needs to get used to that kind of inputs, they don't want to sit there getting staggered 24/7 because the enemy's hitting them, right?
Now, I want to make this very clear before I go on. There is nothing bad about being a weak player, and there is nothing good
hey,
about
man.
being...
Hey, man, preach. Hey, preach. Hey, yeah, oh my God. Yes, wait, let me, wait, no, pop off king. Pop off king. Pop off king. Pop off king. Pop off king.
There is nothing bad about being a weak player, and there is nothing good about being a good player.
Hey, man.
Many triple Z players do not have good or better skills, especially if they aren't playing every day or every week.
Hey, there you go.
That's perfectly fine. I want this game to be enjoyed by as many people as possible without sacrificing its core identity. Telling players that they have the tools to not get hit so they shouldn't get hit is not helpful, because that's simply not realistic unless you are very skilled or very passionate.
Amen. Hey, fucking man, bro. It is so fucking annoying when I upload my account reviews / surgeries, people who need a shit ton of help, right? Or I'll do my coaching series, people who need help learning rotations more. It's so fucking annoying when people are in the comment section and they're always saying skill issue. Bro, why are you helping these players? They just need to learn how to get good on their own. Or, bro, like, what do you mean that this guy did this? Like, nah, bro, he's just a bad player. He deserves to be in this spot. Now, fuck that, bro. Damn, it's a fucking video game. People got real lives. People got real fucking jobs to worry about, bro. People got families. A lot of people who play this game are adults who have literal fucking families. They play this game for fun, bro. They're not trying to get fucking sweaty. They're just doing the best they can with the little bit of time they play every single fucking day, bro. Like, holy shit. It's so fucking annoying. Like, let people fucking learn at their own goddamn pace. Let people play the game at their own pace and learn the best that they can. Like, holy fucking shit. It's so fucking annoying, bro. Every time I upload a video. Oh, dude, skill issue. These players suck. Bro, why are you helping them? Like, just shut your bitch ass up. To anyone who comments that shit. It's so fucking annoying.
What those players would need to do is sit down and practice to really understand the game, and many players don't want to do that. That's fine. They would rather focus on the things that are important or that they care about. The reason I cleared all 100 floors of the Battle Tower, both the original and in version 1.4 to 2.0, using a solo Billy without ever getting hit, was because I enjoyed playing the game and proving the doubters wrong. And as far as I know, I am the only player who has ever done that no-hit challenge using only a single agent.
Good shit, King.
That is a completely unrealistic expectation for any player.
Right.
Now, I want to be very clear. I don't believe that this is what Dwarf France meant when he said these words. Dwarf France would probably never say this, but it can sound like that this is what he means when he says it.
Right.
If someone asks for advice because they struggle playing, and someone else tells them that they should just play better, that person is a moron. If any player who struggles playing the game asks me if they should pull for Caesar, and for now I am ignoring the loaded meaning behind the word should and like the financial reasons behind that as well, my answer to them is always yes. Why? Well, at first, Caesar's value is inversely related to your skill. If someone is an amazingly skilled player, Caesar is less valuable, and if someone is a badly skilled player, Caesar is probably the most valuable support in the game. So at a surface level, you might say, well, it's a 50-50, you have to know how good they are. But the players asking for advice on who to pull are most likely not good players. They might be decent, they might be okay, but they're not quite at that level of good. Players like R2, Yoji, and Leno are not asking me for pull advice because they are really good at the game and very comfortable playing whatever they want to play. The players asking for this kind of help are not action RPG masters. They are the players who are struggling. What does the defense class do? They are supposed to help the players who are struggling to survive playing the game. Now, as a rational person, let me address the biggest problem with what I just said. I said defense is supposed to help players survive, but I also acknowledged that this support aspect isn't important right now. So before I go on, let me address the time this aspect was important. At the launch of the game, the casual endgame mode of hoyoverse was called Withered Domain.
Yep.
In this mode, you can select up to 6 agents to take on a semi-roguelike dungeon, each with various traps and challenges, and it was never the exact same each time. As part of this,
ah man, in the good video, by the way, by Yojimbo, this is a very good video, but like just seeing this TV gameplay, man, damn, I kind of miss it. Damn, I used to be one of the players who didn't fuck with it, but all right, you know what, back that's a little tangent. Let's get back to the video.
Various traps and challenges, and it was never the exact same each time. As part of this, some of the dungeons had traps or corruptions that lowered your HP, and you had to find resources if you wanted to replenish it. In this context, defense agents are really good. They help you out by essentially giving you more health that isn't attached to your HP bar, and giving you an agent with really high HP or
bro, what the fuck?
Defense
there we
ensures that you can survive whatever challenge the game throws at you, and when it turns out you don't need them anymore, you can swap them off the team. Unfortunately, Withered Domain is not really important anymore, so that utility doesn't matter. Another important mode is the Battle Tower, but that mode is really more of a Caesar showcase and wants you to have more than just a generic shield. Enemies hit a bit too hard, and since it doesn't have polychrome awards attached to it past, I think, around floor 15, most players don't bother playing it extensively. And
that's the biggest issue with the tower that I see most people tell me. Like anytime I ask someone in chat, like, do you enjoy the Battle Tower? 90% of the time people will say, if it had more polychrome on later floors, I would actually play it. Like most people just want to do it just for the rewards, so when there's no reward there, they don't play it, which I think is fine. You do have people who really fucking enjoy and love the tower, but I do think it's safe to say that the vast majority of the community just doesn't care about tower, but I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It's fair. However, I think there are 2 things the devs could do if they want to make defense agents feel much better in gameplay. It all depends on how they want to implement it.
I see your donation, Tensky. I'm gonna acknowledge it after this, okay?
In Shiyu defense, the devs at one point gave us ambush nodes, which were kind of like the tower but different. All you had to do was beat the enemies while keeping your agents alive, and players really liked it. And
yeah, well, he's not wrong. Players did like it at first, right? Let me back up real quick to that. Like when ambush mode and disputed mode first came out, there was a lot of players, at least in my streams, who were saying they enjoyed it because they didn't have to worry about a timer. Like all they had to do was just keep going until the enemy died. How'd you guys feel about it, right? The people in my chat right now, how'd you guys feel about ambush and disputed node? Did you like it? There was a timer, but it didn't matter how long you took to kill them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like there was a timer, but it didn't matter how long it took for you to kill them. Would y'all, I wonder like how ambush and disputed would have been received if it was like refreshing. Like imagine if ambush and disputed node updated every time Shiyu defense updated. So like we got a new Shiyu, new ambush, and a new disputed all at the same time. That'd be crazy. That'd be a lot of content every single week.
And then they didn't do anything with it. If they decided to somehow merge that aspect into the current Shiyu defense, they can make you use one team to take on a continuous challenge, like you have to do both side 1 and side 2, but without being healed. Or they could adjust it so that the fights and the times you want to get last a little bit longer, and this allows for more opportunities for players to make mistakes. But with
Whoa. I was trying to read that. I'm a slow reader, sorry. For example, increase enemy HP by 20% and increase the time limit by 20%. S ranks would be 6 minutes and A ranks would be 8.5 minutes. Okay.
Allows for more opportunities for players to make mistakes, but without the fear of dying in just a couple hits, because that's too punishing and unfun. Then defense agents would be really useful for a large majority of players. Right. I've said this before, but sometimes a defense agent is better because it saves you real world time playing the game. A fight where I reset because I get hit too many times would have been faster if I had a defense agent. Even if the end game time turns out to be slower, the real world time I save makes it much faster. The other thing they could do is something like they have in Withered Domain. There are times where you are forced to take damage because of its roguelike nature. Right. Now, I am not arguing that there should be like moments where you have to take damage and you can't do anything about it. And I'm not arguing that they bring back Withered Domain, even if I do really enjoy it. I am suggesting that in combat, maybe they will decide to create a move that allows some enemies to bypass all of those invincible moves that they've been giving to agents. Very briefly, Street Fighter 6 has a move called a parry. This move is on one button, so everyone can use it very easily, and it's completely invincible to every move in the game except throws. Throws completely bypass this invincibility. There is more to that discussion, but I'm gonna...
Okay, so he's saying like give bosses attacks that you cannot iframe through, like you have to like manually dodge or block it with the shield or defensive assist. That I think that's what he's saying. I think I'm understanding this right. Someone can tell me if I'm not. So it would be similar to Defiler, right? Because Defiler, her insta kill, you cannot iframe through that. The game will not let you iframe through that. So that he means something like Defiler, but on other bosses. All right, let's keep going.
Stop it there because this is not a Street Fighter video. If Zenless ever decides to introduce this mechanic where some, not all, but some enemies can punish you for doing a ton of invincible moves carelessly, defense agents could be useful to mitigate that punishment. It all depends on how the devs execute it. I am not arguing for enemy power creep, I am arguing for engagement and gameplay. I have never loved the gameplay where I functionally ignore everything the enemy does. While I find it fun for a while, eventually I'll find it monotonous and want to play something different. Adding a mechanic to encourage players to be careful when they do these invincible moves that aren't with a perfect dodge, I think that would make the game overall healthier. I don't want the devs to scrap defense, I just want them to alter the gameplay loop slightly so that players will want to consider using defense agents. Funny enough, Street Fighter 6 also introduced a new control scheme called Modern Controls. While it does take away a few moves from characters, it also makes the game much simpler to play. Someone silly probably made the argument that you don't need a control scheme that only supports playing poorly. Well, it turns out Capcom disagreed with that. They want people to enjoy playing the game even if they are not very comfortable playing fighting games. And they definitely made a lot more money based on that decision. And some other factors.
Fun fact too about this, even though there's the easy mode and the harder mode in Street Fighter 6, the modern controls and the classic controls, so the easy and the hard, there's actually pro players who will sometimes use the modern controls in tournaments that feature like a huge cash prize, right? Like sometimes pro players will actually use the modern controls on purpose. So like sometimes the easy can still be useful.
Including their World Tour story mode. Even some pro players have chosen to use modern control.
God damn it, yo Jimbo, now I'm gonna get blamed for fucking pre-watching, you son of a...
The other things to do to make defense better are just the generic things. It would be nice to give them a drive disc set like King of the Summit or Moonlight Lullaby. something that will actually help them support the team in a way that only they can fill. And they want actually good and generic W engines. Support is heavily buffed because of Lucy's Kaboom the Cannon and Rena's Weeping Cradle.
Right.
And stun is similar for Steam Oven and Kaleda's Hellfire gears. Defense agents don't have any available options that are as generically good as those. Anyway, that's it from me. I plan to make my next discussion video about additional abilities, and that tangentially relates to how the defense class is viewed. Go check out Dwarf Rants if you haven't. He's a chill dude and a pretty good thinker. Before I forget, shout out to my sponsors, including I Love My PC, for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much. If you would like to become a sponsor of this channel, it's as simple as becoming a member. If that's not your cup of tea, totally fine. Leaving a like or a comment is more than enough. Subscribe if you feel like it, and if you want others to see this, share this with them. My name is Yojimbo Blade, and I hope you have a blessed day. See you soon.
You know, it's funny. That was a great video. Wonderful video. But you know it's very, very, very funny, chat? I clicked on the wrong fucking video. That I'm still gonna upload this shit because Yojimbo, but I was supposed to click on the one about additional abilities, and I fucking clicked on the defense video. But you know what? Hey, no one said anything. Hey, no one said anything. No one said anything. Like, brother, like, we literally started the fucking video off with someone in chat said they wanted to talk about additional abilities. I was like, oh, Yojimbo uploaded a video. Let's go fucking watch it. And then we got to the end of the video and no one fucking said anything. And I was like, oh, well, this is a little fucking awkward. Let's just keep fucking going. You know, like at this point, like might as well not stop. You know, God damn it.